G'day, Kevin Hillier and Steve Thom here with a look at round 4 in the Western Region Footy League. Let's start with Division 3, Tomsy, Tarneet and Auburn-Vale.
Can you just bring that a bit closer? Kev, I can't. That's better. Yes, thank you. Look, good win last week to Auburn-Vale. Tarneet, good start to the season, but they won't have the power and the strength to take on the mighty Cobras, even if it's home at Tarneet, but they're on a roll, Auburn-Vale.
And firming as favourites for the flag with each week going by. Laverton take on Braybrook. The Brookers had a good win last weekend. Laverton got belted. I think the Brookers might get this one.
Yeah, look, they should. I reckon they will. It'll be a tough game. I think these are two sides that have been pretty competitive over the last few years when they have played each other in matches. And Laverton have definitely improved this year. But Braybrook, I think that win last Saturday has got the monkey off the back, so to speak, is that old cliche. But they get a bit of a winning feeling back at Braybrook at the moment, and they'll get another 2 in a row for them.
Well, it's got about 5 blokes coming back from a wedding from last week. Wyndham Suns take on North Sunshine. They suffered their first defeat last week, Wyndham Suns, but they look like they're a pretty good team. Yeah,
look, great reports about them. Once again, we haven't seen them personally, but some great reports about the way they go about their football. Matthew Studley's doing a fantastic job there in bringing the kids through and creating a good culture at the football club. North Sunshine, I don't think they're going to have the strength to take on to defeat Wyndham Suns down there at home, at Wyndham Suns home next Saturday.
And final game in Division 3, Parkside and Sanctuary Lakes. I think Sanctuary Lakes they started slow, but I think they're starting to get some momentum going.
Yeah, they are. We mentioned last week Scotty Bell with another 7. I think he's kicked something like 16 goals in the first 3 rounds. I'm going to go with Parkside again. I just think I know last week there's a bit of basically a half of a game of football that they play because of circumstances, but I think they're in a position now, Parkside, that they'll just take all before them throughout the rest of the season, and they'll have some losses, no doubt, a lot more losses, but I reckon they're going to be too good for Sanctuary Lakes at home. First time Sanctuary Lakes have ever been down to Parkside.
We'll agree to differ on that one. North Footscray in Division 2 take on Wyndham Vale. This is going to be a good game too.
It is now. Look, last week, North Footscray's loss against West Footscray, the 2 undefeated sides up to that stage. Now, all of a sudden, if North Footscray drop this one, it's 2-2. And all of a sudden, you're back with the rest of the pack. So they'd be very desperate, North Footscray, to beat Wyndham Vale. We obviously don't know how Wyndham Vale went at the time of basically taping this last week, if they had the Saturday night game. But I reckon North Footscray might get home in this one, believe it or not. I reckon they're going to be pretty desperate to bounce back and get the 4 points.
I go with the Falcons on that one. Yarraville Sydney Eagles got their first win of the season last week. West Footscray looked to be the side to beat in Divi 2.
Yeah, they do. West Footscray far too strong. Hayden Bray, once again, young Hayden Bray, another goal amongst the goals last week and in the best. All over the ground, they've got some great balance, and David Orchard and Shane Lucas, the whole match committee, and the whole club are doing a fantastic job down there at West Footscray. So, unfortunately, for Yarraville Sydney Eagles, it might be another loss.
We don't know how Manor Lakes went. We're taping this on the Saturday night, of course. So we don't know how they went in the Sunday game against Caroline Springs. They take on Glenorden, who got belted.
Yeah, they did, and they were pretty disappointed. Stu Daly was talking to him last Saturday night. Was pretty disappointed in the efforts of Glenorden, but a bit of a grudge match now. It's built up over a short period of time. Glenorden and Manor Lakes over different circumstances that has happened, but tough one to pick. I reckon Manor Lakes. I reckon Manor Lakes might get home in this one as well.
Me too. Sunny Heights take on Caroline Springs. Sunny Heights really struggling. Caroline Springs, well, we don't know how they went when we taped this, obviously, but I think they'll be too strong.
Yeah, look, this is a chance. Sunny Heights will be aiming to get the 4 points. It is a tough, and it's going to be a tough year. There's only a couple of games you could say, well, we're going to give ourselves a good chance to win this. So they'll throw everything at Caroline Springs. Make no mistake of that. But Caroline Springs should be too strong. I think they'll get the 4 points.
There'll probably be about 25 inclusions into the Sunny Heights team, as there usually is
when they
set themselves for a game like this. Off to Division 1, Altona take on Port Melbourne Colts. Chance for one of these teams to get a good win.
It's going to be a good game. Tough game of football, this one. Altona have sort of fallen back over the last couple of weeks with a few losses. Port Colts, we know it's that work in progress as we speak about. Brad Julie's doing a fantastic job just getting the right structure over there. They're going to get better and better as the season goes on, Port Colts. Altona, probably disappointing in the last couple of weeks in the loss against Deer Park. St Albans were too good from them last week. I reckon Altona just at home. We'll get home. Should bounce back.
Yep, the home ground advantage gets them home there. Sunshine take on Deer Park. You can't tip against Deer Park.
No, you can't. Had the bye last week. They're going to be pretty fresh in the legs. And the depth, the big thing too about Deer Park, they've got some great depth at the moment. The reserves, on a bit of a roll. They're under 18s, had a good win the other week as well. So they're starting to really build some good kids coming through, and that's scary for the opposition.
Certainly is. Albion were pretty flat against Hoppers Crossing. They take on Werribee Districts. Again, you'd have to think the Districts would be too good for the young Albion side.
Yeah, look, you can't doubt Albion's intensity, aggression at the football, the will to want to succeed, but still a lot of work. And, just at the moment, it just comes down to the ability-wise. Albion just haven't got it at this stage, so Werribee Districts pretty comfortable.
And what should be a terrific game is Spotswood and Hoppers Crossing.
It'll be a great game. Big Spotty have bounced back. Hoppers Crossing, as I say, we're right on the bandwagon a little bit there, I suppose. And they have been very, very good. But Spotswood, over the last game and a half, have shown what they can do. And they're all starting to, players are starting to get involved in the game. Yacarino, he's a ripper. I hope Footscray give him a little bit more of a go throughout this season. He's on the Footscray list, but what a huge bonus. And Murray Boyd, again, in the best last week. Fantastic. Just leads from the front, Murray Boyd. So Spotswood, I think, will get home.
Thank you, Steve. There it is, our preview of Round 4 in the Western Region Footy League. Get out and see some local footy.